Most people assume building something like Duolingo requires a full development team and months of work. It doesn't, at least not anymore. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a fully working language learning app from scratch using Base44, complete with a structured lesson path, XP, and streak tracking, multiple exercise types, a leaderboard with league divisions, and daily reminder emails. And the only thing you will need to type is plain English. Now, this isn't a simple build. There were bugs, there were fixes, and a few things that needed more than one prompt to get right. I'll walk you through all of it, start to finish, without skipping the messy parts. If you want to follow along with me, click the link in the description and set up your free Base44 account. No credit card required. And now, let's get into it. Step 1. App Foundation and Full Responsiveness. The first prompt is where you define what the app is, how it's structured, and how it should behave across different screen sizes, all in one pass. I gave Base44 the app name, Lingua Quest, asked for sign up and login screens, and specified a post-login welcome screen where users choose the language they want to learn and their current level. I also included full responsiveness instructions in the first prompt. On desktop, a sidebar navigation layout. On tablet, that sidebar collapses into a top navigation bar. On mobile, a bottom navigation bar with icons. This is important to establish early. If you skip it, Base44 defaults to desktop-only styling, and it's much harder to correct later. Now, immediately after, I ran into a 404-page not found error. A fixed prompt didn't resolve it, so I used the discuss feature, which identified the routing issue and provided a resolution. That resolved the issue, and the app loaded correctly from that point forward. So, the foundation is in place. Now let's look at what users see when they first log in. Step 2. Dashboard. The dashboard Base44 generated already had the right structure: a streak counter, total XP, hearts, lessons completed, and a daily goal progress bar. There were a couple of things to address though. This welcome message was displaying ES next to the user's name, which turned out to be the Spanish language code being incorrectly appended to the greeting. A follow-up prompt removed it. I also asked for the total XP card to display both today's XP and the all-time total separately, and for a continue learning button below the daily goal bar that routes directly to the lesson path. Now, on the visual side, I asked for bold typography, color-coded stat cards, warm orange for streak, yellow for XP, red for hearts, and blue for lessons, and subtle gradients on the cards to give the dashboard a more engaging, motivational feel. The dashboard is where it needs to be. Next, we build the actual learning content. Step 3. Lesson path, visual states, and course contents. For the lesson path, Base44 generated a clean, vertical list of unit cards: greetings, basics 1, food and drink, travel, family, numbers, colors, and animals. I then asked for the visual states: a pulsing green border animation on the current available lesson, a gold checkmark icon on completed lessons, and a more muted treatment for locked units to make the contrast between available and unavailable lessons clearer. I also asked for a lesson start modal that appears when you tap an unlocked unit, showing the lesson title, a short description, the XP reward, and a start button. This is also where the first visual bug showed up. The pulsing animation worked, but it was affecting the bottom navigation bar. The nav was moving in sync with the animation. The fixed prompts didn't work, so I used Base44's built-in version history, which lets you go back to any previous state of your app to restore the animation I wanted. Then I used discuss to remove the navigation element causing the conflict without touching anything else. It's a good reminder that version history is there when things go sideways. After the visuals were sorted, I pre-populated all 8 lesson units with Spanish vocabulary, 10 words each with translations and sample sentences, covering greetings, basics 1, numbers, colors, food and drink, travel, family, and animals. For this tutorial, I only populated Spanish, but if you want to support additional languages, you can repeat the same process with whatever vocabulary data you want to add. The lesson path is built and the content is in place. Now, let's wire up the exercises. Step 4. core lesson experience, and exercise types. For the lesson experience, I instructed Base 44 to pull directly from the pre-populated vocabulary data rather than generating placeholder contents. Each lesson runs through at least 4 exercise types. Multiple choice, where users tap the correct English translation of a Spanish word, translate the sentence, where users type the English version of a sample sentence, tap the pair, where Spanish and English word cards are matched by tapping, and listen and type, where a text-to-speech button plays a word out loud and users type what they hear. I also specified a progress bar at the top of each lesson, a heart system starting at 3 hearts with 1 loss per wrong answer, a screen that appears when all hearts are depleted with an option to retry, and a lesson completion screen showing XP earned and the updated streak. After testing, I found 2 bugs in the multiple choice exercise. The answer options were reshuffling every time I tapped one, and the answer being submitted when I clicked check wasn't the one I had actually selected. The selection state wasn't being captured correctly. One fixed prompt addressed both issues and also ran a check across the other 3 exercise types to confirm that the same problems didn't exist elsewhere. So, exercises are working as expected. Next, we build the progression system. Step 5. XP, levels, completion screen, and crowns. By this point, XP tracking, the daily streak, and the daily goal progress bar were already working from earlier prompts. So, this step focused on what hadn't been built yet. I asked Base 44 to add a level system running from level 1 through level 20, starting at 0 XP and increasing by 100 XP per level, with the current level and progress towards the next level displayed on both the dashboard and the profile page. For the lesson completion screen, I asked it to check whether one already existed, verify it included all the necessary elements, XP earned, streak updated, a perfect lesson badge for error-free completions, and a continue button, and only build it from scratch if something was missing. For the crown system, each lesson node can earn up to 3 crowns, 1 for the first completion, 2 for a medium difficulty replay, and 3 for the hardest difficulty, with the crown count shown on each lesson card. The progression system is complete. Now let's add the competitive elements. Step 6. Leaderboard and leagues. The leaderboard was already partially in place. The current users row was displaying with the avatar, username, streak, and XP. What was missing were the other users and the league structure. I asked Base 44 to populate the board with at least 10 dummy users with realistic names and varied XP values, so the ranking system had something meaningful to display. The current user's rank updates correctly based on actual XP. Above the leaderboard, I added a league systems with 5 divisions: Bronze, Silver, Gold, Sapphire, and Ruby, with the current user's league shown as a badge and a note indicating how much more XP is needed to advance to the next tier. The leaderboard is running and the leagues are in place. Let's complete the profile page next. Step 7. Profile page. The profile already had a solid foundation: avatar, username, email, language, level badge, level progress bar, stat cards for streak, XP, lessons, and hearts, along with a change language option and a logout button. Rather than rebuilding it, I added what was missing: a longest streak stat alongside the current day streak, a total time spent learning card displayed in hours and minutes, a weekly activity bar chart showing XP earned per day over the past 7 days, and an edit profile option at the top of the page for updating the display name, photo, and daily XP goal. So, the profile page is complete. Now let's add the features that make the app feel polished. Step 8. Sound effects, notifications, hearts refill, and settings. This prompt introduced 4 features that hadn't been requested yet. First, sound effects. A cheerful tone for correct answers, a negative tone for wrong ones, a celebratory sound on the completion screen, and a level up sound when the user advances. All sounds are kept subtle, nothing that would disrupt the experience. Then, in-app notifications. A bell icon in the header with a red badge for unread alerts, triggered by streak reminders if the user hasn't completed a lesson that day. Level up congratulations, and leaderboard rank changes. Clicking the bell opens a drop-down with recent notifications and timestamps. For hearts, I added an automatic refill mechanic. One heart restores every 30 minutes, so users aren't permanently locked out after a bad run. Finally, a settings page with toggles for sound effect and push notifications, options to update the learning language and daily XP goal, and a clearly visible sign out button on both desktop and mobile. All preferences are saved per user and persist across sessions. Everything is in place. One more feature before the final pass. Step 9. Daily practice reminder email. For daily reminders, I used Base44's built-in send email integration. No external email service or API key required. The system checks each day whether the user has completed at least one lesson. If they haven't by around 6 p.m., it sends a reminder to the registered email address, including their display name, their current streak count, and a short message encouraging them to open Lingo Quest and complete a lesson. The subject line references their streak directly, so it doesn't look like a generic, automated message in their inbox. In settings, there's a toggle to turn reminder emails on or off per user, and the system is set to send a maximum of 1 email per day to prevent duplicates. Reminders are active. Now, the final audit before publishing. Step 10. Final polish, data sync, and responsiveness. The final prompt covered 3 areas. First, visual polish. Rounded pill-shaped buttons throughout, consistent use of the green-brown color across all buttons and progress bars, subtle drop shadows on cards, smooth page transition animations, larger tap targets on exercise screens, and a confetti animation on the lesson completion screen. Second, a full data sync check across every tracked value in the app. XP, daily XP, streaks, hearts, lesson completion state, crown counts, level progress, the weekly activity chart, leaderboard rankings, and settings preferences. To confirm everything is stored per user and syncing accurately across all sections. Third, a full responsiveness check on every screen to verify that dashboard cards stack correctly on smaller screens. The lesson path scrolls without horizontal overflow in mobile. Exercise tap targets are large enough on smaller devices, and no text buttons or icons are clipped or overlapping at any screen size. After this ran, I noticed the sidebar navigation wasn't appearing on tablet and mobile. One additional fix prompt restored it, converting it to a top navigation bar on tablet and a bottom navigation bar on mobile without affecting the desktop layout. I also noticed the weekly activity chart was displaying 0 across all days despite the user having earned XP. A targeted fix prompt connected the chart to the actual XP records in the database and corrected the y-axis scale to adjust dynamically based on the date range. After both fixes, I published the app, signed up as a new user, and went through every page. Everything was functional. As a final note, for this tutorial, I only pre-populated content for Spanish. The app, however, is fully set up to support all the languages on the onboarding screen. So if you want to expand the content, you just need to provide Base44 with the vocabulary data for whichever language you want to include. So, is Base44 actually worth using? Well, here's my honest assessments after building this. What stands out the most about Base44 isn't just that it's fast, it's the complexity ceiling is higher than you'd expect. Building something like this with real gamification logic, a structured database, email automation, and all of this would typically require a team of developers and months of work. Here, it came together through prompts alone. Just know that it won't always be a smooth run, and that's completely normal when working with AI. The more layers your app has, the more likely you are to hit moments where something breaks or doesn't behave the way you described. But Base44 gives you real tools to work through it. Version history, discuss mode, and targeted fix prompts. Once you factor that into your process, the workflow becomes a lot more manageable. So if you're a founder or part of a small team and you need something functional without the overhead of hiring a developer, Base44 is worth a serious consideration. It won't scale into a production-grade product on its own, but as a starting point or as a tool for building things your team actually uses internally, it's one of the better options at this price point. So, if you have an app in mind and you want to try building it yourself, the link to Base44 is in the description. It takes you directly to the platform and you can get started on the free plan. You don't even need a credit card. You just sign up and they will give you 5 free credits so you can start building for free right away. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you're most likely gonna enjoy this video as well, where I build other cool things with Base44. Click here and I'll see you inside.